Good morning everyone. I'm here today in the greenhouse here at the hospice, following a very wet and windy weekend. It's dry at the moment but a bit grey, so I'm here in the greenhouse to do our wall baskets. Now we have two here at the hospice that go on our fence just down the side of the car park. I was going to do our tiered baskets, but unfortunately the plants for those have still not arrived. So best laid plans and all. So we're just going to do these wall baskets today. Now I have already done one of them, as you can see this side. I am going to do them identical, which I realise I don't usually tend to do, but because these are split up on the same wall along a fence, I thought I'd do them actually quite identical. So I've reused my compost bags, as I always do, for my baskets, so you can do the same. These do have some of this frayed hessian in them as well, which we do keep year on year on year, and I put the plastic inside that. Just because the hessian alone won't hold the compost in place, it won't keep it moist, and over time, over the winter, the soil will just wash away through the hessian. So I actually still line them with plastic, but recycling by using my compost bags. So I've filled about half of this with some compost with a very small amount of vermiculite in. Just like my hanging baskets, I am going to put some bulbs in these as well. Some nice spring bulbs, just again to plug the gap between sort of late winter into mid-spring before we redo them again, ready for the summer. Today I'm just going to be using some tay-to-tay, so some mini little daffs. Again, just dotting them about, getting them the right way up. As I've always said, kind of doesn't matter if you don't get them the right way up, because the plant will always grow up towards where the sun is, and it will find its way out of the soil. So don't worry too much if you look at a bulb and think, well, I have no idea what way that goes. It will always go towards where the heat and the sun is, so don't worry. Right, so I've put my tay-to-tay in, just dotted them about, chucked them in, and then just pretty much planted them where they've landed. Gives it a more natural look. And then I'm going to just cover them with some compost, a good layer of it, and then my next bulbs, as I did in our baskets, I'm going to use some grape hyacinths. So hopefully come the spring you'll have these beautiful mini tay-to-tay daffodils coming up with the grape hyacinths, so you have that kind of contrasting colour of yellow and blue, and it will just look nice on the fence round by the car park. Now just again, I've just thrown them in, and I will just plant them where they've landed. So we'll put them in. I'm just going to cover them with some compost, and then we'll start putting our plants in. So what I planted within this other one, I've actually got two trailing thyme plants, and again, these are a wonderful herb. They're evergreen, they're trailing, so I'm going to put them right on the edge so that during sort of the autumn and winter they'll continue growing down, be nice and green, and then they should flower for us come hopefully the spring when it warms up. And they have these beautiful mauvey flowers on them. So I'm going to put them kind of right on the edge, just near the tip against the wall. And again, I'm going to put one the other end. They're very well rooted. If you find that you get a plant out of a pot and its roots have kind of become a bit pot bound, and you'll know they're pot bound because the roots are just going round and round and round. Instead of down, they're going round and round and round. Bit like this. Just tease them apart. You're not going to damage this. All this will do is try and encourage those roots to actually go out to the side instead of keep following the shape of the pot. So just do that. Oh, it smells lovely in here. When you start breaking up this thyme and crushing it a little bit, it smells absolutely wonderful. I then started to use a cyclamen, so I had this more as kind of our central plant, right at the front in the middle, with compost a bit more, because our other plants haven't got such big roots to them. They're a lot smaller plug plants, so I'm just going to fill it with compost more, just so that they don't sink away or disappear. Filling around it. So what I've done is interplanted between the thyme and the cyclamen using some bellis, which are these lovely daisy-like plants, and they're just beautiful. They come in an array of colours, pink, this really magenta pink, white, and they just look lovely. Once they bush up and you get all those daisies on them, they're lovely. So just like the other, I'm going to interplant with those, a mix of those. We have a mix of pansies, so I've used pansies as well. I can't obviously ensure that the colour is going to be exactly the same because these are just mixed pansies. So in your garden centre you can buy them in packs that are identical colours. But I'm not oh so bothered as long as we've just got some pansies in here. So a good amount of pansies dotted about. And I also put in just a couple of violas, just to the edges, because I think violas are wonderful. Once they bush up and they have these lovely little faces, these little flowers, they look beautiful. And they'll complement the pansies and the cyclamen and all working nicely. So once you've got them all in position, filling it up to the top and in around the plants with the compost. Don't worry about if you get compost on the leaves of them or anything. Once you water them, that will just wash away and it's not going to do any major damage to the plant. They're hardy plants, these. They're not ones that you can damage easily. So just get the soil in between them. Do put a little bit of pressure on them just to make sure that they are secure in the soil, because the last thing you want is a bird to come along and start pecking around the soil and just pull the plant out. I've seen blackbirds and things do that before. So just make sure they're just kind of got a little bit of secure into the soil, just so that it's not so easy for the wind to take them or a bird to take them out. And so you then can cut your plastic. So again, just kind of pulling it a little bit and going round the shape and rim of the basket, just as neatly as you can. Once these are hung up, I will water them, but I will also just poke a few little holes through the hessian into the plastic. That's just to ensure that these do drain away, because obviously this time of the year, as we've seen in the last 2 days, you can get a lot of rain. And if you've got no drainage holes in this, it will just fill with water and highly likely end up killing and drowning your plants. So I will literally just poke some holes through the hessian until I hear it kind of pop, and then I know it's put some holes in the plastic, just so it has some drainage. The next thing I do recommend, and as I've recommended when I've done our hanging baskets, is to cut the flowers off. I know it seems quite harsh to do so because they look absolutely beautiful, but it will give the plant more encouragement to root and then set off even more flowers for you, and because you will get it back. It will just encourage the plant to grow better. And as I've said, they are edible, so you could just put them on a salad and see the beauty before you eat them. Right, I'll take them off there. You could trim your thyme if you want to, but I'm actually quite happy with mine to let them even grow a little bit even more and intermingle with these plants. And then, as I say, come the spring, you'll hopefully get them beautiful little yellow tay-to-tays and your grape hyacinths. So you'll have colour after colour. Then by the time the bulbs are finished, it will be time for us to redo them for the summer next year. So I hope it inspires you guys to get out and do a basket or a tub or a container for over winter, just to give you a little bit of colour in the garden, something to look at and smile at. And hopefully, hopefully next week I can do the tiered baskets if our plants have come. So thank you and goodbye.